and welcome to Knitting at the Creek podcast. My name is Ashley, and I am coming to you from our little farm in southwest Missouri, where I live with my husband and our 2 boys and all of our critters. And it has been a really, really, really long time since I podcasted last. I think it was back in January, I think, maybe. Oops. And I'm not even going to lie. I have had no intention of podcasting. I did Vlogmas. I did a couple podcasts after Vlogmas, and then I just was done. I got some comments on my YouTube, and I just did not have the mental space to deal with some of the things that were being said and going on. And I mean, it's nothing big. It's just, internet people, but it can get discouraging. So, and also I've been really, really busy this year. So we graduated my oldest from homeschool, and that took a lot of energy, brain space, time. And honestly, and to be honest, I don't have a lot of knitting to share. I feel like there were times over the past few months where I would think, I really need to record a podcast, but I haven't really been knitting. I've been doing a lot of different things. I've been doing a lot of watercolor. I've picked that up. And we've just kind of had some big things going on in our life. And knitting just has not been a priority. But I'm back. And I want to podcast a lot more. I want this to be successful. But yeah, sometimes you just need to turn it off and just say it's fine. And so that's where I was. So anyway, you can find me on Instagram at Spur Creek Farm, I think. I think that's still my name. And then you can email me at spurcreekfarm.mo@gmail.com. I do not really make a habit of checking the comments on my YouTube. I think that's probably a healthy choice. So if you really need to get a hold of me, send me a DM over on Instagram or email me. That's going to be the best way. Because sometimes I really don't want to know what some people say. If you get my drift. Anyway, so that's where you can find me. This will probably be a long episode. I don't even know what I shared last. So we've got some things that we're just gonna share. Okay. I am drinking coffee out of my new mug this is my favorite mug ever. So my mom lives in Lexington, North Carolina. Hi, Mom. I'm sure you're watching this. My mom has picked up knitting, by the way, since the last time I podcasted, and I'm so excited. So, hi, Mom. Anyway, she lives in Lexington, which is near Seagrove, and it's like this whole pottery town. You can go to different homes, different studios, and just buy pottery, and it's like heaven. It's amazing. And so I saw this when we visited her in the fall. We went to see her at Thanksgiving, and it was the last store we had gone to, and I had already spent my money. I had spent enough money at some of the other places, and so this one was pretty pricey. Definitely worth it, not complaining, but I just could not, after having purchased all of the other things and kind of looking at their prices, I was just kind of like, ugh, I just don't know if I can do this. So I let it go. And then recently, unfortunately, I lost my dad about 3 weeks ago, and we were in the area, and we got to spend some time with my mom while funeral and stuff was getting taken care of. And just to escape all of that, she took us to Seagrove again, and this was the first stop. And I needed it. So I can't even tell you who it's by, but it's amazing. It's my favorite. I love it. I'm normally not a hot coffee drinker in the summertime. But today I just wanted something cozy. I put on this is my Little Thistles tea by Claire of Autumn and Indigo. I think I've worn this before on here. And I love it. And I put it on and it's just so cozy. And even though it's like a bajillion degrees outside, we're going to pretend that it's not. And we're just going to, I have already, do not judge me, but I have already brought out my fall stuff. After losing my dad and going through all that and some health stuff, I needed it. I needed pumpkins. I needed fall. I needed color. I needed to decorate. Like I just needed to do something. So in my video, I'm probably going to do it. You'll probably have seen in my intro video, you might see some fall decorations. Don't judge me. It is what it is. It's my home. No one else sees it. So that's where we're at. So anyway, I guess let's start with finished projects. I don't really have a lot. I have a lot of socks and we'll just kind of breeze through them. I don't remember what I've shared previously, but I don't think these were finished. If they were, you'll get to see them again. But I recently, so I have been like an avid like home dyed yarn, like indie dyed yarn for socks. I haven't really tried any commercial things at all. Or any commercial yarns. I've just kind of been in that mindset. And I think I was watching Amber of A Lovely Yarn, and she always uses Drops. I don't even know what this is. I think this is Drops. Hold on. Drops Fabel. Yeah. And she uses a lot of other ones, but I just really thought, hey, I've placed a big order with Wool Warehouse, and so they were having a big sale, and so I ordered these. So these are the two that I've done. This is Drops Fabel in something. I don't think these have like a colorway, do they? Color 904 is all I have on here, but these are some of my favorite socks. I don't know why I shied away from doing commercially dyed or commercial sock yarn. I love these. I just did a very simple, I cast on 60 stitches because it is kind of a bigger, thicker gauged yarn maybe. And so I did 60 stitches and I did a 3x1 rib. Did I do that all the way down? No. What did I do? I did a 3x1 rib for the cuff. And then I followed the Darrowby sock pattern, I think, like for the ribbing. I did a knit, one row, I just knit across, and then the next one I knit 2, purl 1. So, like a 3-stitch count all the way. I did a slip stitch heel flap and gusset. As you can see, I've already worn these quite a bit, but they're workhorse socks. Like, I love them. How long did this take me? Yeah, this took me like a month. So they just fly off the needles, and I really, really like them. And then I cast on another pair in another color. This is Drops Fabel color 923. I think it's like, I know these have like names, but I don't remember what they are. This is like carnival-y something. I don't know. These are fun too. Actually, these may be like unicorn something. These are really, really fun. I just did a vanilla sock, cast on 60 stitches, fits my foot perfectly. I did a really long leg because I wear these with my work boots. So in the winter time, I still have farm chores and stuff to do. And so I wanted a good hard wearing sock because I wear muck boots and they're looser. And so I feel like my heel slips quite a bit. And so there's a lot of friction on whatever sock I'm wearing. And I'm noticing that some of my finer yarned socks are wearing quicker than I would like them to. So yeah, these are super fun. Again, I'm going to breeze through these because there's really not a whole lot to say. Um, except that I really, really like these. These are super fun. And I have, looking at my yarn stash over there, I have several more commercially purchased sock yarns that I want to make more socks out of, especially for the winter. And I want to make them for my family as well. Excuse me. Because I think they're going to be really good, especially my youngest. He loves hand knit socks, so I'm going to cast some of those on for him. I need to probably order, I have man colors, so I need to cast those on. Again, I'm just really not, I don't knit a whole lot. I've just been busy. I've had some health stuff and I just want to go to sleep and I don't want to knit. So I'm just in a season right now where knitting just kind of takes the back burner. But anywho's, I don't know if I have shared these. I think I shared these as a work in progress last time. These are my Freckled Whimsy. I think these are the Great Pumpkin Patch. On my last podcast, I believe I was talking, these were supposed to be a gift for my son's girlfriend, Olivia. And as I was knitting them, they just felt like they were way too tight. I didn't do anything different. These are knit on, I believe these are 64 stitch. Let's see. Yes, I did 64 stitch. I did magic loop. I don't know. I just feel like the yarn is very, very soft, very, very fine yarn. It's beautiful. It's luxurious. I love it. Again, it's from Freckled Whimsy it was the 2024 Yarn Club. Yeah, the Great Pumpkin Patch. And they are gorgeous. I'm sure you're going to see dog hair all over them. But I love the colors. Very pretty. As you can see, I have not worn these a whole lot, and you can see some pilling, actually quite a bit of pilling. So that just tells me, it's a very soft yarn. They're not going to hold up to, like, I would never wear these outside to do chores in my muck boots. So these are definitely like kind of wear around the house or in my clog shoes or something. So, but I love these. I did finish them. I think I had one sock done the last time I podcasted. So there's that. And then I had two lingering whips that actually, I don't know if I had started this other pair, but this pair you guys have seen several times. I have not worn them yet. I have not blocked them. I finished them, and I did go through a phase about late spring, early summer, where I was like, I have to clear off my needles. I have had things on my needles for so long, and I need them cleared off. And this was one of them. This was the first project that I did. I don't even know if I could go back and find where I did these, because these were, again, if you're new here, I do not keep a Ravelry page or a Ravelry account. I just put everything in a notebook. Whoops, things are falling out. Don't know where that came from. Okay. And I don't mark things before I start to podcast, which would probably make my life a whole lot easier. But I just don't. So honestly, I have no idea when these are from. Are these it? This is it. Holy moly. I started these socks in 2022. This was a yarn that I had dyed in my A World of October's club, fall club or something. And as soon as I dyed it, I casted them on and I completely lost steam. I hate this pattern. It has nothing to do with the pattern, but I just hate it. I hated being interrupted by a section of pearls. And this is the Rye Light by Tin Can Knits. The pattern is great. I've done it before. I'm just being absolutely ridiculous. But you knit around, and then you've got this like panel of pearl stitches. And any normal person would be like, oh, that's beautiful. That's cool. It adds some texture. And I'm like, no, I don't like it. And so they just lingered. And then when it would turn, when fall would end, these are very fall-y. And I just thought, I can't work on these because it's not fall. I am that person. I'm very seasonal. And if something reminds me of something, like a colorway reminds me of a season, I'm just not gonna knit. It's just not. I don't know. I might have a problem. I'm very particular. And so these just really got lost in my cedar chest, and I finished them though. I finished them. I have a hair tickling me. And they're beautiful. I love them. I'm sure I'll get a lot of use out of them. Let me just put my hand in here so you can actually see the stitch definition, which is here. This is really far away and it's kind of bothering me. Hold on. Just a moment. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, the stitch definition is really pretty. The colors are not coming across pretty on the camera, but they're that's probably better. They're very like 1970s cabiny looking oranges, teals, browns, green. They're really, really, really pretty, and I'm excited to have them. I'm glad they're off the needles. Yeah, I finished these 2/8 of this year. And it took me 3 years to do that. Like that's ridiculous. Oh, about 1.5 years, but absolutely ridiculous. No, almost 3 years. Okay. Those are done. Really embarrassed that took me so long to do. But you know, sometimes you just have those projects, and I could have frogged them. I probably should have, but I wanted the finished product. I knew I would like it. I don't know. I'm trying to be better at that. Like I've done really well at finishing a project before I cast something on, especially socks. Like I'll have a couple pairs going, but like I won't start another shorty pair of socks before I finish the first one, or I won't start another textured pair of socks. Like I have categories of socks. I just make sure that I get these done. Now these, I think I had, I don't know if I had started them. I don't know if I had started these. I may have, because I think I was knitting them at my mom's house when we went last year for Thanksgiving. So I may have started them. These are my Luna's Socks colorway. This was a Harry Potter club that I had dyed. So again, if you're new here, I used to own my own yarn company, and I dyed hand-dyed yarn. I no longer do that. But I still have a lot of. Actually, I'm really working through my stash of my own hand-dyed yarn. I have a good mix now of commercial yarn, other people's hand-dyed yarns, and then my own. So I'm slowly working through stuff. But these are, can we just take a minute for the pattern Hermione's Everyday Socks? Like there's just not a better pattern. It's so beautiful and so squishy and so easy to do, and I love it. If I want to knit a good textured sock, this is my go-to. And I could branch out and try. I'm sure other people have other beautiful patterns, but this one this is just something else. I love these. These are my favorite socks ever. These are so pretty. Purples, oranges, not oranges, greens, yellows, golds, and I did a little green mini. I've had so many people ask where they can get this yarn, and I've said I'm sorry, because honestly, even if I wanted to dye this again, I couldn't. I did not take. Yeah, I was in my let's just throw dye in a pot era and see what happens, and I did not take notes. I don't think I could replicate this. So truly a one of a kind, but these are my favorite. And I just did I took 0 notes. I wrote when I casted these on or when I casted them off, which I just finished them not too long ago, 7/29/25. So, but I'm pretty sure I did a 64 stitch count. I did a 2x2 rib. I have Aussie Doodle hair all over them. I did 19 repeats for the leg, I said. And then I just followed pattern. I did it's modified Eye of Partridge heel flap. Isn't that gorgeous? I believe this is it Erica Luder? If I'm wrong, I will fix that on here, but I'm pretty sure that's who it is. But it's Hermione's Everyday Sock pattern. And I love these. These are my favorite. Okay. That's all the socks I have. I have one other finished object, and it is a garment. I really wanted to knit a lot of garments this year. However, I knit one, and then I started another one. And I thought it would go, because it's a summer garment, and I thought it's going to go quickly. We'll get to it. But my plans have changed. So this is another, you guys have seen, I've knit a Ankers summer shirt before. I used Drops Belle it was a green colorway. I don't remember which one it is, but this is in color 26 in Ivory. This is, again, another, see, that's why I had my camera so far away. Let's just see. I had just gotten the hang of this podcasting thing, and then I took a ridiculously long break, and now I can't remember how to do anything. So anyway, this is in Drops Belle, like I said, in the colorway 26. I believe it's white ivory. I made the exact same size as I did last time. However, let me double check this. I went up a needle size, I believe. See, guys, again, it would be so much easier if I would just tag things before I podcasted. Yes, I did extra large. I did a little bit different. I cast on with a US 4. I know a lot of people complain about the neck ribbing being loose and loosening up. And so what I do is I cast on with a US 4. And I do 5 rounds of rib in a really tight gauge. And then I switch to a US 7. Yes, I switched to a US 7 to do the rest of it. And I think the last one that I made, I used a US 6. So yes, I went up 1 needle size because the one that I made before was not as drapey as I wanted it. It fits really well, and it looks really pretty over dresses and some high-waisted jeans, but it's just a little bit more structured than I wanted. So this one, I wanted it to be drapey. And I believe I did a little bit more on the sleeve than I did last time because I wanted the sleeve to be a little bit bigger. But it fits perfectly. I'm trying not to make another one because, do I need 3 summer shirts? Ankers summer shirts in my wardrobe? Probably not, but oh my goodness, it is so drapey. I love this yarn. Drops Belle is it's amazing. The only issue that I have is weaving in my ends in natural fibers. I feel like you can see where they're woven in. So yeah, if anyone has tips for that, let me know. But right here, you can kind of see that line where I wove them in. When I'm wearing it, you can't really tell, and I'm sure it's just me because I made it, but I love this shirt. In the spring, I was living in it. I'm sure in the fall I will live in it. I do. I think I need another one. I have a really dark pink in Drops Belle and a mauve-y pink. I just love it. everyone, you know, is knitting the ranunculus, and this is my ranunculus. Like, this is, I love this. It's such a classic look. So put together. You could dress it up, dress it down. It's just my favorite pattern so far. So if you haven't knit one, definitely knit one. It's by PetiteKnit. And then I would definitely say size up. So I normally knit about a large in most things, but I wanted this to be really oversized to where I could wear it with, it looks a little big over a dress. You know, when you wear a dress, you kind of want something maybe a little bit more fitted, but it looks really good with those like barrel jeans or kind of wider leg jeans or some linen pants. It looks really good. So I'm excited to start wearing this again. It's been so stinking hot here that, I mean, you just wear as little clothing as possible just to get by. So yeah, that is my last finished object to share with you guys. See, that's not a lot. I really have not been knitting a whole lot. I feel like life has just kind of been happening, and knitting is just not a thing. But like I said, I have been doing a lot of watercolor. I don't know if you can see. Whoop. This is one of my I've shared it on my Instagram story. This is my little sheep that I watercolored. So I've been doing a lot of that. I feel like knitting is therapy for me, but I feel like painting is healing, if that makes sense. Like the monotony of knitting is just very therapeutic. But being able to paint and put things on paper is just healing. I feel like you can just get all of your emotions out, you know, and there's just been some really heavy things going on in our lives this year that, yeah, I've just been kind of focusing on that medium, and it's fine. And it ebbs and flows. I haven't painted since we got back from my dad's funeral. So it's been a bit, and I've just picked back up my knitting. I just feel like, as a creative person, you find those outlets for those seasons in your life, and it's okay if they ebb and flow. It's okay if you kind of put one to the side for a bit and then you pick it up later. Like, that's the whole purpose of creating. That's why we do what we do. There's, you know, we don't just do it for the finished product. We do it because how it helps us survive and heal and thrive and all of those things. So, not to get too deep on anybody, but anyway, okay, let's do whips real quick. I think I just have a handful. I'll just kind of go over them really quickly. Okay, this one is my favorite one. I told you guys at the in my last podcast that my goal was to read so much more. I set a goal for 24 books. I think I'm over 50 at this point. Like, I'm so proud of myself. I always have an audiobook going, and yes, I'm an audiobook girl. They count. If they don't, just keep your opinions to yourself. But I wanted to make, oh, I'm all tangled up. I wanted to make put my grandma pillow behind me, a book blanket. So for every book that I finish, I make a square based on what the cover of the book looks like. And I'm so excited. This is a crochet project. I hate crochet with a passion. It hurts my hands. And I'm actually really, I think I'm like 5 books behind making squares because I'm having some arthritis issues in my thumb. And so yeah, so I'm behind. But I need to catch up. But this, let me show you the right, this is my book blanket. I am so excited to have this. It is so fun. I can't even show you guys on here. It is so fun. And I am joining as I go. I found a tutorial on YouTube, I think. And I'm just making, I remembered how to make granny squares. I honestly if someone wants the pattern, you can message me and I can let you know, but I honestly just do my own thing. And I think I kind of change it up. Like if I put this down for a while, I don't really remember what I've done. And so I think I kind of change it up as I go, but I really thought that this would take me several years to finish because I didn't think I would read this much, but I might have a good size blanket by the time this year is over. So, and I really thought about putting like a little placard or like a tag or something so I knew what book it was, because I don't remember every book that I've read. You know, some of the ones, like I know what this one is because it was a really stark cover. It was a really good book. This was the Harry Potter book. But like there's some of them that I just don't remember what they are. But then I don't know if I want a bunch of tags all over every square. So the yarn I am using is Drops. So this is like all my blues and greens. I have them in these little totes. I am using a combination of Drops Merino Extra Fine and something else. I think it's Drops. I think that's it. I think it's just Drops Merino Extra Fine. And then and it's 100% fine merino wools. It is super wash because I wanted to be able to wash it. And this is the edging colorway that I am using, which is a cream color 50, and it's just going around the edging. So I love the join as you go method, because once I have all the squares on, I'll just kind of go, like I'll be able to finish it. It's not like I'll have to go back and add a border, or I'll have to go back and do this and do that. It's taking a lot of yarn though, which I guess makes sense. I feel like crochet maybe takes more yarn. Is that right? I think so, because there's more space. You're using quite a bit more. But yeah, so these are the ones that I've added on recently, and I haven't quite added all of those on. So once I go back, then I'll connect them, if that makes sense. So it's so colorful. It's so pretty. I love that I don't have to like color match to the next square. It's whatever I've read. And so some of them are kind of similar. So I don't know. I thought that like that would bother me because like I said, I'm very particular. But it hasn't so far. So this is my favorite project this year for sure. I'm loving it. I just think it's really cool to have that and know that like I've read that many books. Like it's more than a project, you know, it shows how many books I read this year. So I think that's really cool. So there's that. My next work in progress is a pair of socks. I think I have 2 pairs of socks going. Also, who am I knitting on 9-inch circulars? These are being knitted on 9-inch circulars. My mom texted me, or we talked whenever we were visiting, and she's like, I've really been loving the 9-inch circulars. And I've tried them, and I just feel like a giant using teeny tiny little things. But I thought I'm gonna give it a go. Because I don't know why. Maybe because my mom said to. I just felt like I needed to. So that's what I've been doing. These are my most recent cast on. Once I finished those Luna socks, I casted these on. And, oh, I know why. Okay, this is another Freckled Whimsy. This was the November 2024 monthly self-striping club in the colorway Woodsy. There's her tag. And I told you the last pair that I did, Freckled Whimsy that I did, it ended up really tight. And I knitted those on, I think I said magic loop. So I thought, I know that I knit looser on 9-inch circulars. So that's why I did this, because I thought, well, maybe I can get the right size or the right gauge and it'll fit better. So that's what I'm doing. I'm ready. I think that's good enough. I don't count my legs. I just knit until I think they're long enough. Do the heel flap. I have the number in my head for the heel flap. I know what I need to do for the foot. And then when I start the second sock, I just kind of lay it, like this one against the other one. It's a sock. Like, it doesn't matter. I know some people are like super, have to be exact stitches. I could care less. See, isn't that weird? Like, I'm very particular about certain things, but then there's other things I truly don't care. I don't care if the socks match up, like color stripey wise. I just don't care. But then yeah, there's some other things that I really truly care about. So anyway, I'm knitting these on ChowGoo. I need to get a new chair. This one is like really, I sink in. Knitting these on ChowGoo, and I have, again, fall. We're ushering in the fall season. And this is a beautiful little progress keeper from Lock and Lou. Please show it. There you go. Little owl on a pumpkin. How cute. And look, I mean, the color. Look at the colors in this. She has beautiful, beautiful yarn. And if this method of knitting works out, I'll either go up a needle size when I'm using my DPNs or Magic Loop. And I'd like to probably restart it because her yarn is really, really nice. I love it. Her colorways are gorgeous and I like being surprised every month. So we'll see. And then, yeah, this came with it. So this is a little, excuse me, what is happening here? Okay. I think you're part of that. This is going to be the heel or the contrast color for the heels and toes. It's a really deep brown. I love it. So this is in a bag by Olivia, This Handmade Life. Again, haven't changed where I get my bags from. I love this one. It's actually time I got out my Halloween bags, and I think I'm going to switch some things over. Is it too early? Nah, don't care. Yeah. I think that's all I have to say about that one. Next is another pair of socks. So I needed another pair of shorty socks. I have not knit on these since I took these on the plane when my dad passed, I think. And so I haven't even opened these back up. This is in a bag that I made myself. It was like one of my first bags that I made, and it's not correct. It's like goes in like this. You know what? Sewing is something I really would like to learn how to do, or I know how to do it. I would really like to, but I'm not good at it. I can't. My mind doesn't work that way. So anyway, but I did like the little hand stitchery thing, quilting, hand quilted. I think that's what I did. Anyway, it's in a bag like that. These are just a very simple, I had some yarn that I had dyed that I really hated the color of. And, oh, look, see, I'm done with one sock. I need to just cast on the other one. These are just a little pair of shorty socks in some yarn that I had that, again, I don't like the color, but I thought they'd be fun for summer. This is my own hand-dyed yarn. Actually, this color is some leftover from this shirt. So a little pretty blue, and I thought it was pretty with this bright pink. Another little progress keeper from Lock and Lou. Isn't that cute? A little sheepies. I love it. So I guess I could update you on the farm situation. Last time we talked, I had sheep. We no longer have sheep. Well, we have 2 sheep. They are going to be used to feed our family. There are some of our coal lambs from this year. But my land, or all of my sheep now live with one of my good friends from high school. Him and his wife purchased our flock. We milked them, and I hated the milk. We hated it. After having a Jersey dairy, there's nothing that compares. And our infrastructure was not appropriate for sheep. We have a field that needs a lot of work in order to keep wool sheep well. We have a lot of, what is it called? I think it's horse nettle. And so these little, not little, but big sticker burrs that get in their wool. And we are not of a mind to spray or treat. We want to heavily graze and try to get that down and kind of manually work on that. And so we're not at that stage yet to where we can keep the wool. Like most of my wool that I processed or that I harvested from my sheep last year could not be used because of all of the sticker burrs that were in their wool. And we live in such a humid area. We have like creek bottom that I was advised to not coat them because it would create a lot of health issues with the sheep. So we no longer have sheep. I'm okay with it. We did get another dairy cow though. So we do have a dairy cow just recently, and I am milking her. Actually, we're milking her twice a day. It's kind of my husband and I's deal. We're both doing it equally. And yeah, it's been fun. So we just have cattle now. And that's really what our infrastructure supports. Sometimes you just have to let the land tell you what you can raise. And it's because if you don't do that, everything else is really, really difficult. And so that's what I'm learning. In fact, like chickens are kind of hard to keep here. So we're kind of transitioning back to ducks. I feel like we live in a swamp. You know, Shrek's house, that's what I feel like, because we are surrounded by creeks. We have a low water thing. We live in this valley, and it's like all of the humidity just settles in our valley. It's oppressive, but you just kind of have to work with your land, if that makes sense. Anyway, okay, back to the knitting. I'm sorry if you guys don't want to hear about that, but yeah, lots of life updates. So I need to start on the second sock. Super simple. I did a stitch count of 60, and I just did the heel. I did 5 rounds. Once I changed, I did 5 rounds of the regular color, slip stitch, heel, flap, and gusset, 60 rounds for the foot, and then a rounded toe. And I wanted to be able to wear these in the summer because I have really dry heels, and I feel like wool socks help with that. So I need to finish that. These have just kind of they were in my suitcase and stuff, and I just never got them back out. So there's that. It wouldn't take any time to finish those. I think that's... Here we go. Okay. Oh, let me show you this. First, I have made very little progress on this. In fact, I have these taped because of the needles. Where's my thing? This is my slipover by Petite Knits, the Friday slipover. I've talked about this a lot. I am at the point where I don't know if I'm going to frog this or not. I have a feeling it's going to be ginormous, and I've gotten gauge, but I just really feel like it's going to be big. I can't spread it out, but I don't know. I don't enjoy knitting on it. And I'm going to be really upset if I knit the whole thing and I can't wear it, but I could gift it to someone. But then I'm like, will they wear a vest? Like, I feel like I'm the only one that I know that would wear a vest because I'm not, I don't know. You know, sometimes like knitters can get away with different fashion choices. Yeah. Maybe it won't be that big. I just really feel like it's going to stretch a lot. And you know, you want it to be kind of tight. And also I can see the pooling here. I'm just kind of frustrated with it. So I think I might frog this one. It's been on the needles for a while. I cast on last September or October, and I've worked on it maybe a total of 2 days since then. So, or no, I mean, since I last podcast. So yeah, stay tuned on that one, but this one will probably be frogged. Yeah. It is in, no, it's not. That's my other project. I'll show you that in a minute. Yeah. I mean, I hate that because I like the concept, but I think I chose the wrong color. I don't think I'm going to have an easy time finding things to wear with it. And I don't think I will wear a vest. I want to be that person, but I just don't think I'm going to wear it. So look at me. I've already talked myself into it. I'm going to set this aside because I'm going to frog that. It's all right. It's all right. I can use that yarn for something else. Maybe a shawl. It is a DK weight yarn, and I was making the size large. But, okay. This is the... Okay. This is the Cumulus tee by PetiteKnit. I love me a PetiteKnit pattern. This is what I was talking about. I wanted this to be the summer of summer knitting, summer garment pattern knitting. So I cast this on. I actually got this to make the Hawk Ridge by Claire of Autumn and Indigo. But I started that and I did not like the... Sorry for the dogs barking. We've got... Someone came to the door. I just did not like the fabric that I was getting, and so I tried it with the Cumulus tee, and I love it. I love it. I'm using, what yarn? I'm actually using Petite, no. Yes. Okay, I'm going to butcher this. Sadnes Garn Tynn Line. This Missouri girl can't pronounce that. Anyway, this is Colorway 4108. It actually has a color on there, but I don't know. I don't know what the colorway is. Okay, I did a gauge swatch. I did all the things. I'm also concerned this one's going to be too big. But I think it would be okay because I like things oversized. So I think even if I could find like a little like lacy bralette or tank to go underneath it, it can be very oversized. So I'm a little bit more okay with this being oversized, I think, as long as it's not just frumpy. But this yarn is like knitting with lace yarn. It's taking forever, but oh my word, the color, it's like a corally orangey or red, and it is going to be so pretty, and that's the only reason I am powering through. I knit on this all the time, and I feel like I don't make any progress because the yarn is just so fine, but it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous, and I'm gonna continue it. But is that not the prettiest color you've ever seen? So we're gonna keep plugging away at this. This will obviously be the only winter or summer garment that I knit this summer, and it'll probably take me into fall. I may actually put this away. We'll see. Because I'm also, okay, I have a love-hate relationship with this yarn. I love the feel. I love the drape. It's beautiful. But this stuff splits like crazy. And so, sorry. We're having a new roof put on. And so the roofer's here just outside my window, and he's probably like, what is going on? But we're just going to power through. Yeah, so I'm just going to keep knitting on this, and hopefully it's not too big. Hopefully it works out, but it is very tedious to knit on. I can't just, if I'm just doing stockinette, typically I could just watch TV or look at other, you know, have a conversation. But because this yarn splits so horribly, I have to pay attention. And so it's really not something that it's not a mindless knit, even though it should be. But it's pretty. Obviously, I'm going to make this thing cropped because as soon as it gets to the point where I can stop it, I'm going to. But I really love it. I love the color. I think it's gorgeous. And I think it's going to be, I think I'm going to love the finished product. So I need to just try it on. I need to put it on a thing, one of those deals, and just try it on. But I have not yet. I think, what is in that? Oh, I have one more to show you. This is a crochet project. I don't think I've showed this before. I had a bunch of DK scraps. And I saw Amber of A Lovely Yarn knit a granny stripe shawl, or start crochet a granny stripe shawl, and with some of her scraps. And I thought, I have so many scraps, like this whole thing, this whole bag is full of DK weight scraps. And so that's what I'm doing. And I have, again, I'm having issues with arthritis in my fingers, and so I can't do a lot of crochet. So if I do feel like crocheting, I just crochet on this, and then I'm kind of done for a week or two until my thumb starts feeling better. I'm sure I could figure out a different way to crochet, but I haven't. But this is my granny stripe shawl. I really want to finish this before winter because I know I will get so much use out of this. I am following a tutorial on this, perhaps. You know what? Yeah. I'm using Anna Boo's tutorial, and I'm just using scraps of DK. I started it January 9th, and I'm using a nope, it's not a 4 hook, an H. I'm using an H hook, right? Yes, I'm using an H hook, and I always use these. I think these are clover hooks. Those are my go-to. But yeah, I just need to sit, you know, maybe this needs to go next to my chair in the living room when we're watching TV. I just need to work on this. And I need to figure out a way where I'm not, so I have, I'm hypermobile, and so my thumb tends to go out of socket very easily. And as I'm crocheting, it goes out and I don't pay attention. And so then it just creates a lot of inflammation and arthritic pain. So, but yeah. I love it. I think it's really, really pretty. All of my scraps are pretty. I am down to kind of doing single rounds, I think. And I think I'm at the point where I'm also going to have to start changing colors within the deal. I have left these on the side. I think I was thinking that I would make tassels. But obviously I don't know. What have I done? Yeah, I can't make tassels. That's the top. I don't know why I haven't woven these in, but I need to weave these in because that's like the worst part ever. But yeah, super fun. And it wouldn't take very long to finish it. In fact, if I even just wanted to make this like a little shawlette, I could at this point, but I think I want to make it a really big cozy shawl and like keep it on my chair. So yeah, I think that's all. I have a mess now in front of me. Oh no, I've lost my yarn. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I'm really sorry that it has taken me 6 months to, well, longer than that. We're in August now, so about 7-8 months to podcast again. But you know, it is what it is. If you are new to this channel, I would love it if you would subscribe, and for anyone, I would love it if you would hit the like button. that just helps me pop up into different people's feeds that like the same content that you guys do. So yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely week, and I hope to see you guys very soon. Happy knitting.